When I think about French language and culture, I think about community because that's what it's given to me. A community where I can be myself with other French speakers, a place where you don't have to be afraid to make mistakes.
In that classroom, in that school, we experienced French culture. I love my memories of Carnaval and cabane à sucre, the ceinture flashée that we all wore as part of our school identity, in fact. It's really opened up my life to this whole culture and community that I never would have experienced without that French self that was nurtured.
French isn't just in the classroom, it's also all around them. It can be something that's happening in the community, such as Canöe Volant that happens here every year.
I get to volunteer at places like the Flying Canöe Festival. You get to interact on a broader scale with different patrons if you can speak French. I get to interact with more Canadian culture than I would just as an Anglophone.
It sort of developed as I got into junior high. I think I started to experience more French culture. I started attending some theater productions, either here at l'Uni Théâtre or even through the Fringe Festival. So my family was very conscious of creating an opportunity for me to experience French culture.
Well, my Edmonton experiences en français, a lot of them have to do with this building that we're in right now, la Cité Francophone, working on the Canöe Volant, the Flying Canöe, working with l'Uni Théâtre in musical theater, doing a lot of that with other companies across Canada. There has been an amazing amount of encouragement from this community in Bonnie Doon, from Edmontonians in general. Edmontonians tend to embrace other cultures. Throughout the year, festivals and music and theater, there is encouragement, and we are a bilingual country. It's an official language.
When you're a French teacher, you're part of the Francophone community at your school, in your school district, in your city. I like that I can take part in different cultural events and I can read different books and I can watch movies in their original language and I can listen to all this music and understand it because I speak French. It really feels like it includes you in something so much bigger. The Francophone community around the world is so diverse and so interesting, and there's so much to learn from them.
I think that speaking French has impacted my life in a really big way. It has opened me up to an entirely new culture, an entirely new community of people to engage with. This community produces a lot of content, and you can see that in like social media posts, you can see that in music, you can see that in television shows, movies, podcasts, etc. There's so much more that you have access to when you know another language.
When I think of French language and culture, I think of the voyageurs, I think of songs, I think of sounds that draw me back into my childhood from school, but more so I think it's in our genetics from hundreds of years, in our soul a little bit. So music, voyageurs, I think of food and drink, the gastronomie. The French culture is a big foodie culture, loves food and drink, and they have different ways of celebrating, but the tradition, it evokes many images, sounds, smells. I'm hungry now. Can I go?